Hello friends, let's continue our PT365 environment part 2 pertaining to prelims 2023. So here we are having the topic of UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So this itself could be, like one question. This itself could be a question on the static part. So what is UNFCCC and how did it come into force? The UNFCCC actually came into force during the Rio Earth Summit. Okay, what is Rio Earth Summit? That is very important to understand. Rio Earth Summit is the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, UNCED. That is called as Rio Earth Summit, also known as the Earth Summit, was held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 1992. This global conference actually was the 20th anniversary of first Human Environment Conference. First Human Environment Conference was happened in Stockholm. The 20th, it means it happened in 1972, and the 20th anniversary of the first human conference happened in Stockholm in 1972 is Earth Summit. That is a simple explanation about Rio Earth Summit. Okay, so what all has happened in Rio Earth Summit is, in the Earth Summit had many great achievements. The Rio Declaration and its 27 universal principles, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, that is UNFCCC, it also came into force. Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, also came into force in Rio Earth Summit, and many other things also came into force basically. Okay, now moving forward, so what is the objective of UNFCCC? To stabilize the greenhouse gas concentration. The main function is to stabilize the greenhouse concentrations and to ensure that food production is not threatened due to climate change, and to enable the economic development to proceed in sustainable manner. Even this could be one question in prelims when it comes to facts. Okay, for example, what is the function of UNFCCC on climate change? So basically we'll consider about greenhouse gas concentrations, economic development, sustainable manner, but here it includes the food production is not threatened. The security of the food pertaining to the damages done by the climate change is also a part of such UNFCCC body. The headquarters is present in Bonn, Germany. Okay, has almost universal membership. India is also a member. The key information about this UNFCCC is about the Kyoto Protocol and Paris Climate Agreement. So what is Kyoto Protocol? Kyoto Protocol is actually it is nothing but the commitment by the industrialized countries and economies in transition to limit and reduce the greenhouse gases. Industrialized countries and economies are going to limit the what you call as and limit and reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. That is Kyoto Protocol. Basically it was up till 2012. After that, when the same Kyoto Protocol was amended, and that amendment is called as Doha. Okay, Doha Amendment. So Kyoto Protocol next step is Doha Amendment about reduction of the greenhouse gas emissions by industrialized countries and economies. Second is Paris Climate Agreement. It almost similar, but the target is about temperature. Okay, so the increase in the global average temperature to well below 2 degrees centigrade above pre-industrial levels, that is the overarching goal of the Paris Climate Agreement. So this is all about UNFCCC. You have to remember it is a static part, and the question can easily come from this topic. Moving forward, the next topic is LTLEDs. Okay, this is very important. Long-term low emission development strategy. Basically, what does it mean? It means, the development strategy should be adopted in such a way that the emissions of the greenhouse gases will be very low. Such commitments, a sustainable developmental strategy is called as low emission development strategy in a long term. That is LTLEDs. Okay, so what is LTLEDs and how did it come into force? Basically, during the Paris Agreement, the UNFCCC agreed. The parties to the UNFCCC actually agreed to give the long-term LEDs and their plan about how are they going to do the strategy to develop low emission development. That was basically the part of LTLEDs. Okay, moving forward, during COP26 Glasgow, parties that have not yet done so had been urged to communicate the LTLEDs by COP27. So India gave the formulation. India actually made a long-term low emission development strategy. It is such a big strategy. Basically it is all about sustainable development that has low carbon footprint, low what you call as greenhouse gas emissions. Elements of the LTLEDs, you can see here, elements are low carbon development of electricity systems consistent with development, integrated efficient low carbon transport system. So electricity system, transport system. Okay, transport system, and adaptation in urban design, energy and material efficiency in buildings and sustainable urbanization, economy-wide decoupling of growth from emissions and development of an efficient, innovative, low-emission industrial system, carbon dioxide removal and related engineering solutions. All these comes under the long-term low-emission development strategy. These are the elements, and for this element there are many policies. The policies are these. Okay, so these policies are given for each element. For example, for low carbon development of electric system, NDC target is 50%, renewable purchase obligations, green energy corridors, threefold rise in nuclear install capacity. Okay, integrated efficient inclusive low carbon transport system is 20% ethanol blending. These are actually questions for prelims. Ethanol blending is a question. Okay, nuclear capacity of India is a question. Renewable purchase obligations, what are those obligations? That itself is a question. Okay, national mission on sustainable habitat is a question. How does it help by mitigating plastic waste is a question. There are many questions. Biofuel was a question last year. Okay, green hydrogen technology. Nowadays every day this current affair about the greenhouse technology is being seen. So this is also a very important topic. Carbon carbon capture, utilization, storage. This is very important actually. We will discuss in detail later on. Okay. So the important topic here, apart from the said above, because other topics are previously considered only. For example, like NDC targets, green energy corridors, nuclear install capacity, okay, and sustainable habitat, biofuels, green hydrogen. These are somewhat older topics, but now also it is very important. But this green capture and utilization storage is present, right? This is very, very important. It is a bit new here. So moving forward, it is not mandatory. These LETs are not mandatory, unlike NDCs. NDCs are very mandatory, but this long-term low emission development strategy is not mandatory. About India's long-term low emission development strategy, lay out the steps to achieve net zero carbon emission by 2070. This topic was also in the news actually during the COP27 issue, okay, on meet, because other countries were asked to give the net zero by 2050, but India actually told, to give the net zero by 2070. The reasons are many actually, especially when it comes to Indian development, Indian economy, and the whole economy basis on rural matters of the India. Okay, in relation to this low emission development, there is a campaign called as In Our Lifetime campaign. The campaign is In Our Lifetime. So this is very important because it was actually launched by India. Okay, launched by National Museum of Natural History under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Ministries are actually important questions. Ministries are asked. Ministries of different schemes and programs are asked. So you should remember that. Moving forward, change the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. Okay, so moving forward, the youth will be encouraged to submit their climate action. That is actually in our lifetime. Objective is to encourage the youth between the ages of 18 to 23 years to become message bearers of sustainable lifestyles. So the lifestyle of individuals should only specifically change. That is the main priority here. That campaign is called as In Our Lifetime campaign. Now moving forward, 50 years of Stockholm Conference. As I told you, Stockholm Conference was the first human conference on environment, which happened in 1972. By now, it has almost become 50 years of the Stockholm Conference. Stockholm 50 theme was taken: a healthier planet for the prosperity of all, our responsibility and our opportunity. Stockholm 50 agenda to share the experiences, sustainable recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Once we should go back also, what was Stockholm Conference? UN's first major conference on international environmental issues. It was organized in 1972. Only one Earth was the theme. 122 countries adopted the Stockholm Declaration on 26 principles, and an action plan was also given. 3 dimensions for these Stockholm conferences: not to harm each other's environment, 1 dimension; study the threat to Earth's environment, 2nd one; and 3rd one is establishment of UNEP, international body to bring in cooperation among countries. Especially, the fact here is India's Prime Minister at that time, Indira Gandhi, was the only foreign head of the government out of 130 nations in the attendance. Okay, so the head participation was happened from India during the Stockholm Conference. Other outcome and success of Stockholm Conference, as I discussed earlier, Earth Summit was also an outcome. Precautionary principles, polluter pay principles, these were actually the key principles which happened during such conferences. It is nothing but, it's like precautionary principle is Vienna Convention for the protection of ozone layer. First multilateral environmental agreement was happened, and polluter pays principle is those producing pollution should bear the cost. That type of principles were adopted for the first time. Moving forward, multilateral environment agreements, MEAs, under UNEP. These were the different multilateral environment agreements under UNEP. Chronologically, 1971 Ramsar Convention on Wetlands of International Importance. Okay, 1972 Convention for Protection of World Cultural and Natural Heritage. 73 to Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species in Wild Fauna and Flora. 1973 and 1978 it is all about prevention of pollution from ships, MARPOL. And 1971 Convention Long Range Transboundary Air Pollution. 1987 it is Vienna Convention Montreal Protocol for Protection of Ozone Layer. Convention on Biological Diversity. 1992 UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. 1992, as I said, these 3 things are 1992. Okay, Biological Convention, UNFCCC, and more importantly, Basel Convention on the Control of Transboundary Movement of Hazardous Waste, which happened in 1989. 1994 UN Convention to Combat Desertification. 1998 Rotterdam Convention. See, simply put, all these conventions year-wise are given in these map. These all are important. What happened during 70s and how it evolved into 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Every single thing could be a question. Stockholm Convention about persistent organic pollutants, and what is CITES, what is MARPOL, and what was Vienna, what was CBD, and what was Basel. All these could be match the following questions also. Stockholm 50 recommendations for actionable agenda: placing human well-being at the center, recognizing and implementing the right to clean, adopt system-wide changes in our current economic system. These were the recommendations during the Stockholm 50 plus. Accelerate the transformations of high impact sectors. High developing countries tackle environmental challenges by providing access and support for digital and technological solutions. This was basically recommendations which are not binding, but it is almost like a revival of that Stockholm Conference 50 years theme. Now next topic is Montreal Protocol. Basically, Montreal Protocol is about ozone layer. We have studied earlier in this topic also. It is about ozone layer. The simple understanding would also be enough. Okay, it is all about ozone layer. Okay, what is Montreal Protocol? It is a protocol of Vienna Convention for the protection of ozone layer. India is actually a party of such mortal protocol. The year is 1987. International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer was celebrated on 16 September with the theme Montreal Protocol at 35 Global Cooperation Protection Life on Earth. So 16 September is the day for preservation of ozone layer. Moving forward, government, scientists, and industry work together to cut 99% of all ozone depleting substances, ODS, ozone depleting substances. Membership ratified by 198 UN member states, including India. Montreal Protocol is to date one of the rare treaties to achieve universal ratification. 198 member state means almost universal ratification. Okay, and the important point is 99% of the all ozone depleting substances should be cut out. Adopted because Montreal Protocol led to replacement of chlorofluorocarbons with hydrofluorocarbons, which do not destroy the ozone layer but are extremely potent in causing global warming. About ozone and ozone depleting substances, it is static, but let's see what is ozone layer. Ozone layer is concentrated in stratosphere, absorbs the UV rays. Okay, it is present in stratosphere, it absorbs UV rays. Thinning of the ozone layer, ozone hole over the Antarctic was seen during 1985. The ozone depleting substances, this could be a direct question. Ozone depleting potential present in man-made chemicals like chlorofluorocarbons, okay, and halogens, ethyl bromide. This is also very important. Okay. This is very important. Methyl bromide and bromochloromethane, etc. Uses where actually these ozone depleting substances are used. They are used in refrigerators, air conditioners, fire extinguishers, foams, etc. What is the impact of ozone layer? We almost know. Just we are going to just revise. Increases the risk of skin cancer and cataracts. Weakens human immune system. Decreases agricultural productivity. Affects the terrestrial and aquatic biological chemicals. So, like a question could be asked: which of the following diseases can occur because of the ozone depletion, like skin cancer, like blindness due to the cataract, okay, and human immune system diseases, immunity disorders, etc. could be asked directly from this part of the static. Okay, so it is just a revision. Let's continue. Moving forward, related news: ozone depleting gas index released by National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. So it tracks the overall stratospheric concentration of ozone depleting chlorine. So what does this NOA do? It does, what does it do? It tracks the overall stratospheric concentration of ozone depleting chlorine and bromine, okay, and bromine from long-lived ODS relative to its peak concentration in early 1990. Ozone concentration is measured. This is very important. Ozone concentration is measured in Dobson unit. It's a direct factor-based question, could be asked in prelims. Moving forward, UN Ocean Conference. So what is UN Ocean Conference? That the name itself tells, first United Nations Ocean Conference held in 2017 at UN headquarters in New York, co-hosted by the governments of Fiji and Sweden. What was the key highlight? India was a participant and committed to a coastal clean seas campaign. India also committed to coastal clean seas campaign and will work towards a ban on single-use plastic, almost done by India. So this was during the UN Ocean Conference in 2017 at UN headquarters in New York. Okay, it was co-hosted by Fiji and Sweden. So that is important points here. Over 150 countries collectively agreed to scale up science-based and innovative actions to address the ocean emergency, supporting implementation of SDG 14, life below water. So United Nations Ocean Conference, okay. You should remember coastal clean seas campaign. You should remember SDG 14. This is in line with United Nations decade of ocean science and sustainable development. That decade was 2021 and 2020 up to 2030. United Nations decade of ocean science for sustainable development. Moving forward, Paris Agreement, implementing in Paris Agreement of 2015 and Glasgow Climate Pact of 2021 to help ensure the health, productivity, sustainable use and resilience of the ocean. States made mandate voluntary commitments to conserve or protect at least 30% of the global ocean by 2030. UNESCO launched its key State of the Ocean Report pilot edition during this event. So this report was produced by UNESCO. What State of the Ocean Report was produced by UNESCO. States made voluntary 30 by 30, okay, 30% by 2030. They also emphasized on Paris Agreements and Glasgow Climate Pacts, okay, SDG 14. These are important points. I'm just highlighting coastal clean gas campaign, okay. These are all important points when it comes to ocean conference. Moving forward, innovation roadmap of the mission integrated biorefineries, IRMIB. See, basically we should understand about mission innovation. What is mission innovation? That is important, okay. Global initiative to catalyze action, investment, research, development and demonstration to make clean energy affordable, attractive and accessible. So mission innovation is basically about clean energy. That is the concept, okay. So you should few options could confuse that. It is about energy, clean energy. And India announced launch of innovation roadmap of the mission integrated biorefineries at Global Clean Energy Action Forum. So at this forum, IRMIB by India was launched. Moving forward, it was developed by co-leads of Mission Integrated Biorefineries MIB with active inputs from Brazil, Canada, EC and UK. What is the aim? It is identifying gaps and challenges in current biorefining value chains, prioritizing 8 key actions to support the mission and guiding the mission's overall path in achieving its goal. What about Mission Integrated Biorefineries? 7th mission under the Mission Innovation Mission innovation is about clean energy, and seventh mission under the mission innovation was mission integrated biorefineries, that is MIB. What are the 7 different missions of mission innovation? It is, primarily urban transition, net zero industries, urban transition, okay, net zero industries, mission integrated biorefineries, clean hydrogen, green powered future, zero emission shipping, and carbon dioxide removal. This is direct question for mission innovation. Cool, let's move forward. So what is the goal of these MIB? To develop and demonstrate innovative solutions to accelerate the commercialization of integrated biorefineries. Okay, it is all about integrated biorefineries. 7th mission of mission innovation. Okay, moving forward, it is the target is to replace the 10% of the fossil-based fuels, chemicals, and minerals with bio alternatives by 2030. Okay, moving forward. So these are just related to that one, like Hydrogen Valley Platform, national funding opportunity of sustainable aviation fuels. This is a simple statement. You can directly identify the options given, even if asked also. So we are just moving forward. Mission life lifestyle for environment. This is very important because this mission life is a global mass movement taken by India. That is very important because of this one, it is having more importance, more chances of asking the questions. The aim of such mission life is to nudge individual and collective action to protect and preserve the environment. Basically, change in demand, change in supply, and change in policy. This is the 3 phases of the life approach. The life approach is a lifestyle for environment, LIFE, at the Statue of Unity in Kevadia, Gujarat, to protect the environment. Was launched by PM of India. Moving forward, concept introduced by Indian PM at the UNFCCC COP26. It was introduced by India itself. That is also reason the probability of asking this question is more. Okay. 5-year duration. Implementation is Niti Aayog. Subsequently, implementation by MOFC, that is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So, pro-parent people, PPP or P3 vision to live a lifestyle that is in tune with our planet and does not harm it. People living such a lifestyle are called as pro-planet people. Recently, at the World Economic Forum, Davos Agenda 2022, India's PM introduced the P3 movement that underlines the India's climate change commitments. List 75 lifestyle practices under 7 categories. Okay, that was all about. You can see this one. List of actions. Okay, energy saved, water saved, single-use plastic reduced, sustainable food system adopted, waste reduced, Swachhata actions, healthy lifestyle adopted, and e-waste reduced. These 7 categories, 75 lifestyle practices, P3 movement, life mission, all could be asked in prelims question. Okay, carbon border adjustment mechanism. See, this statement is somewhat confusing. The simple understanding of the carbon border adjustment mechanism is CBAM is to eliminate the difference in carbon price paid by companies subjected to EU's emissions trading system, European Union's emissions trading system. So it was that one, but India actually opposed this CBAM. So that is the reason it came into the news. Okay, simple understanding is what is the significance. It addresses the carbon leakage. It addresses the carbon intensive products tax problems. Okay, so basically, but India actually opposed this CBAM. The question that could be expected from this one is terms. Okay, what is carbon border tax? What is carbon leakage? These terms could be a direct questions for prelims. Carbon border tax, the term itself self-explanatory. Let's see. Tax on carbon emissions imposed on imported goods from countries with less strict climate policies. Okay, carbon leakage, undermining of the global climate efforts due to relocation of production. That is called as carbon leakage. That the words might mislead you, leakage word, but it is all about relocation of the production. Okay. International Solar Alliance is very important. India is playing a major role here. So high probability of asking questions. In its General Assembly meeting, ISA approved the solar facility. What is solar facility? A payment guarantee. Solar facility, see, sometimes word won't give you any hint, but facility is payment guarantee. It is a payment guarantee mechanism expected to stimulate investments. It stimulates the investments into solar projects with 2 financial components. What are the 2 financial components? Basically, the components are, see, solar payment guarantee fund, solar payment guarantee fund, okay, and solar insurance fund. These 2 are the components. These 2 terms could be enough. We need not to go very much in detail. Okay, but ISA itself is a topic. It is a static topic. It is an about international conventions, international treaties. Okay, International Solar Alliance, headquarters in Haryana, India. A treaty-based intergovernmental organization launched jointly by India and France. This is very important. It was launched by India and France. Okay, towards 1000 strategy, which aims to mobilize 1,000 million US dollar investments, 1,000 gigawatts of solar energy, 1,000 gigawatts of solar energy, 1,000 billion of US dollar investments in solar energy by 2030, and towards 1000 strategy, India and France. This is simple enough. You can understand the remaining things even asked also. This is what ISA is all about. Okay, moving forward. Global Environment Facility Council. Okay, what is Global Environmental Facility Council? Basically, Global Environmental Facility Council is the governing body. It composed of 32 members from constituencies of GF member countries, 14 from developed countries, 16 from developing countries, and 2 from economies in transition. What is, first of all, let's understand what is Global Environment Facility. See, the Global Environment Facility was established during Rio Earth Summit 1992, and it is only multilateral fund. It is only multilateral fund. Multilateral agreements could be very many, but multilateral, it is only multilateral fund. Okay, and the objective is biodiversity loss, chemicals and waste, climate change, international waters, and land degradation. All these are covered under this one. Okay, India is a member. Total